If you think you're too broken to be used by God, then you're exactly the kind of person He's been looking for. We often picture the gifts of the Spirit like they're reserved for the saints in stained glass windows, the perfect, the holy ones that never mess up. But the truth is, God has always used the broken. In fact, He delights in it. Because when the broken vessels carry its power, the world sees the cracks, and they can't deny that the light shining through is not from us, but from Him. Paul lays it out clearly in 1 Corinthians 12:4 through 11. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. To one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge, to another faith, to another gifts of healing, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking in different kinds of tongues, and still another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and He distributes them to each one, just as He determines. Now, let's break it down. Wisdom. Not just intelligent, but supernatural insight into God's will and direction. Knowledge. Understanding mysteries of God and being able to reveal truths no one else can know. Faith. The gift to believe for the impossible when others can't see it. Healing. Bringing restoration to bodies, minds, and souls in a ways doctors cannot explain. Miraculous powers, when the natural laws bend because God is moving. Prophecy, declaring God's truth and future plans with clarity and boldness. Discernment of spirits, seeing what others cannot. Distinguishing between God's Spirit, human influence, or demonic deception. Tongue, heavenly prayer language, or speaking in languages unknown to the speaker. Interpretation of tongues, translating those Spirit-led words so the church is strengthened. Notice something? Not one of these gifts says, for the perfect only. Paul doesn't write to the holy and flawless. Gifts are given. No, he says to each one just as the Spirit determines. That means the ex-drug addict, the broken single parent, the one who still feels shame over their past, can walk in the power of these gifts. Moses had a stutter, yet God gave him words that shook Pharaoh's throat. Gideon was insecure and afraid, yet the Spirit clothed him with courage to defeat armies. David was an adulterer and a murderer, but filled with songs and prophecy by the Spirit. Mary Magdalene, once possessed by 7 demons, became the first to proclaim the risen Christ. Every one of them has flaws. Every one of them has reasons to disqualify themselves, yet every one of them was chosen. And it hasn't stopped. The addict, who now carries the gift of healing, laying hands on the sick and watching them recover. The ex-prisoner who speaks in prophecy so sharp and accurate, the entire congregation falls to their knees. The shy teenager who thought she had no voice, but begins to speak in tongues and interpret, strengthening the faith of hundreds. The man who lost everything to his own failures, now filled with the gift of faith, leading others to believe when they are ready to give up. The Spirit moves where the Spirit wills. Often, it is through the ones nobody would expect. Paul himself cried out to God to take away his weakness, but God said, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." That's the secret. The Spirit doesn't wait until you're fixed. The Spirit moves through your surrender. So tonight, if you've been telling yourself you're too broken, hear me. You are not too broken. You are the exact kind of person God loves to fill. The Spirit doesn't skip over the cracked vessel. He pours Himself into them until they overflow. The same Spirit who fell into the upper room at the Pentecost is still moving today. The same Spirit who spoke through prophets, healed the sick, gave boldness to cowards, and wisdom to the simple, that Spirit is available to you. So pray, ask Him to fill you. Don't bury your gift because you think you're unworthy. None of us are worthy, but He is still willing. Step out, prophesy, pray for the sick, speak the word of knowledge, encourage the broken. Let the Spirit move through you, because even in your brokenness, God can do the impossible through you. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more truth, hope, and stories of God moving in the most unexpected places. And remember, you are not too broken for the Spirit of God to use you. Have a good night, guys. Bye.